Hello and welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I am Life Coach Shaun, the man from Pasig City, and I am from Life Coach Philippines, and this is Core Coaching for Inspired Fidelity. And this coaching conversation are for people who wants to walk an inspired fidelity. And my mission is for the men out there to empower men to be mentally fit so that they can stay inspired to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. And thank you for joining me live today. And please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are presently located as of this very moment. Please do tag your friends, circulate this video, and let's help more people and reach out to them and help them by sharing what I will be sharing with you this wonderful afternoon. Share this video to other people so we can bless other people in the digital space. You will also give a shout out in there, give them some inspiring message, some motivational messages for them to see that still life is beautiful, that you can still do the things that you want to do as long as you have the right support system, the right ecology, you know, right mindset that you can learn as you go along. And it's going to be a wonderful week. It's only a few more days before the weekend. So I hope you're enjoying your daily conversations at work and also your relationship with your friends and family members. And I hope you're doing well this afternoon. If you are watching this in a replay, please do comment hashtag replay. I am streaming by FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI-Connect. If you are new to the platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. All right. But thank you very much for joining me. If this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, if this is the first time that we've met each other in the digital space, I am a professional, certified co-actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a certified mental health coach. In my professional life, currently I'm a call center executive for one of the Fortune 500 companies offering global services and consultancy work. My focus is in the area of workforce management, and workforce management is an art and science of putting the right people at the right place at the right time doing the right things. And it's focused on making sure that the resources are scheduled, are right, and even the planning so that all of the things become seamless as far as the operation is concerned. In my tenure, I've been in the call center industry for more than 14 years now, and most of my career and my role is in the leadership role. When I was going through my career, I was blessed to have the achievement of my goal of every 2 to 3 years being promoted, and that is something that has grown very very fast for me, and I'm blessed to be able to achieve those things. And something that I share during my Monday session, which is coaching for workforce management, to help you out. How is it that you can continue on being mentally fit at work so that you can continue and getting that growth that you want in your life? In my professional life, I'm a family man. Been married for 19 years now. We have two creative children, who are both teenagers now. My daughter just celebrated her birthday. She's now in her 20s. She's currently an animator and working her way towards being an entrepreneur. And that is something that we're helping her out utilizing life coaching. Life coaching for us has really transformed the way we do our parenting for our children. It's a way that change our conversations and how we can better have that connection with them so that we can help them be successful, so that when our time comes, where they're gonna do fine, they're gonna be able to succeed in all of the things that you're doing. And my son is 16 years old, coming into senior high school, looking forward and excited for him. He's wanting to be an influencer in the automotive industry, and that is something that we're also supporting him has as he journey along. And I'm blessed to be in a family of creators and game changers. This is what we're doing to be able to change, the course of the future for every family. Rather than forcing our children to do things that they don't want, asking them what they want to do, what do they want to invest on, what do they want to focus their attention on, so that they can continue on and live a better life than we have as we journey along. Thank you, Coach Master Coach Yasmin, for joining. So today I'm going to talk about toxic masculinity, and then um, this is something for the last 39 years of my life. I've realized how challenging it is for us men to be able to be a man. When I say being a man, I'm not talking about being the stereotype of what you see in this world, right? Being a man can be different things for different people. And, the reality is the way that we men, would stand up is what the society is expecting. Now, I would ask for you, if you are a man watching right now, reflect on how the expectation of society, you know, the attitude, the behaviors, the mindset that we need to be keeping is affecting the way you're thinking, and it's affecting the way that you're feeling, and it's affecting the way that you're behaving. Because for most often than not, what happens when we are trying as much as we can to conform to this world, it just puts so much pressure in our thinking. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about, and how this stereotyping is causing toxic masculinity in this world, and the reason why men are not able to express themselves. Men are not able to say what they want to say. Men are not able to show their emotions, their vulnerability. These are the things that we are experiencing, and the challenge that we're experiencing right now. And the challenge of men, it's admitting that they have mental challenges. It's a challenge, I tell you. Recently, I think it was last year, I was diagnosed with emotional dysregulation, and I went to a psychiatrist because I wasn't able to. I'm feeling always negative about the things that's happening in me right now. And for men, if I was not a life coach back then, I would think that that is something that is normal for men. That you just need to suck it in. You don't need to have a conversation about it because you need to solve that problem. For men, it's unlikely for us to admit we have a depressive symptom, and we need to seek help. And this is the reality of what's happening right now. And according to the National Institute of Mental Health, about 6 million Americans, so this is in America, the research, men suffer from depression every single year. And yet psychologists know that men are far less likely than women to seek help, not only because of mental health problems, but because of depression in particular. Now, how many people, at least have shared that men have depression or they have mental health challenge? Most often than not, what happens is we would hide this in a bunch of different things, different avenues, different conversation, different ways for us to be able to cope. But this is where the reality comes in. And culture plays a big role in a man's inability or difficulty to express their emotions. So, when was the last time that you have expressed your emotions? When was the last time that you were openly, telling to your loved ones, maybe to the friend that you have, that you're not okay? Maybe you've heard the term that it's okay to not be okay. But for men out there, we have this urge to constantly get a grip of this emotion and not show it, and make it cerebral, and, put it in our head that it is something that is, maybe it's just something that you feel, and you can just continue to shrug it off until, something bad happened. Toxic masculinity hurts men because it discourages a display of their emotion. So think about the time in which you were emotional, you felt that you were emotional. And instead of you expressing that maybe to your parents, maybe to your spouse, maybe to your children, maybe to your friends, instead of you expressing it, you decided just to keep those emotions because you feel that it's not manly of you to do so. Common responses to your to males who become emotional, so sorry for that, to males who become emotional is usually, right, when you we were growing up, for men out there, when you were growing up, when you are emotional, you are being told to man up, you are being told to don't cry like a girl, and you are being told to man up, to be a man and get over it, or magpakalalaki ka, oy, be a man, di ba? Minsan may narinig pa ako diyan, ano, bakla ka ba? O ganyan. Bakla ka ba? O ganyan. So these are the things that's happening when growing up. And as we continue to hear this, as we continue to feel that shame in that kind of conversation, we tend to start putting all of these emotions in a box. And this box, at all costs, we will not open because of the fear that what other people would say. Now, there is a traditional depression and a male-based depression. Why am I talking about depression? Because at the end of the day, what's happening is there are situations in our life and in our mind when we start thinking, we feel this depressive need. And there are ways for us to be able to have a deeper understanding. And what I was sharing to you is just take a look at things in perspective right now so you can start acknowledging. It's not more of saying that you are depressed. No, I want you to be able to take a look at this in a perspective so that you understand where these emotions are coming from and how you can start having this conversation. Because if we're not putting the language and our feeling, it's very toxic to the mind. It's very toxic to our thinking. It's very toxic to the environment that we're living in. Now, in traditional depression, or sometimes you feel that you're down, experience sadness, you experience worthlessness, and you experience excessive guilt. These are the three, common that you would experience. I experience this, by the way. I have a mental health challenges. One of the things that I've experienced is sometimes you're sad. You don't know what the reason why. You're just sad. Everything is doing well, then suddenly you become sad. You feel worthless. Whatever you're doing right now, even though you're doing it, it seems like it's not allowing you to be able to have that satisfaction. It's not fulfilling yourself, and that excessive guilt. Times where you're able to do something and things, then you feel that the things that you're doing from the past is something that you know gives you that feeling that you're not able to, or the things that you did wrong is something that continues to haunt you as you progress. Now, male depression is very, very different because this one, sadness, worthlessness, excessive guilt, this is something that commonly is experienced. But for men, it's very different. What happens is we get fatigued because we put all of our time, all of our effort, and all of the things that we're doing. So eventually, you get tired. Imagine having that burnout experience. I experienced burnout 3 times in my career. 3 times in my career that I can remember. I think there's more, but the 3 times that I can remember in that, I experienced burnout. Irritability and anger is also something that's smell-based depression, and these are the things that when I was reflecting on it, when I was understanding, why is it that when I respond to other people or even when I respond to situation that no one triggered, but the environment triggered, it causes irritability and anger to the things that I'm doing. And it's also a loss of interest of work or hobbies. Maybe you experience a moment in which you were super, super excited before in the work that you do. Then all of a sudden, one day, you decided or you felt that it's not helping. Like the reason why you were doing the work is no longer there. The hobbies that you were doing before that's so exciting, it's no longer exciting, and you feel that this world is just drifting towards whatever it is, and you're trying to live as much as you can. Now, all of the experience that we have for men out there, what happens if we feel fatigue, irritability, and anger, loss in interest at work that we do and the hobbies, we would tend to cope that up with different ways. Now, for some would use drugs to do it. Uh, what I do is alcohol. I drink a lot. I think I remember a time in which I drank every single day. After work, I get drunk so that when I get home, I will just go to sleep. And these are the things that is happening before. And I didn't kind of understand that before when I was working, but when I became a certified life coach, when I started to understand all of these different things, it made me realize that there was already some symptoms that I had before. There are also situations in which men would self-medicate, to mask all of these signs of depression, which makes it harder to detect, right? Because we think that it's a coping mechanism, but it's just masking the reality because there's no acknowledgement of how toxic the expectation of masculinity is. And overworking, if you are someone who overwork, I overworked too before, by the way. Sometimes even when I sleep, I have my phone with me. I check my emails and check if things are going well and so on and so forth, just for me to be able to shift the way that I'm thinking and focus on the work that I have. This is also a way for us to hide the mental health challenges that we're experiencing. And worst case, some would expose themselves in harmful and risky behaviors. I've done that too as well. I've been married for 19 years, and during those times I've done stupid things that I hope that you're not doing. I hope you won't do. I've done some stupid things in my life, which I said I regretted. It's an excessive guilt that you've experienced, and you would want to be able to heal from that. And as you continue to heal, it just makes the experience far, far better. Thank you, Coach Trisha, for joining. Coach Rizal, maraming salamat. Sleep disturbances also is a male-based depression. Now, why is intervention needed? Why is intervention needed for the men out there? Well, in 2016, the last year global data, which is available in the World Health Organization, there is an estimated of 793,000 suicide that's worldwide, and most of them are men. Now, I want to be serious here. Um, the reality is, in many, many countries, compared to women, men are three times likely to die from suicide. To Australia, it's 3.5 times. In the Philippines, I think it's three times, 3.2, if I remember correctly. And in Russia, it's four times likely, even in Argentina. And it said that in the World Health Organization, data shows that nearly 40% of the countries have more than 15 deaths per 100 men. 14 deaths in 100 men. That's you know that's about 1.5% higher than women, and this is where the reality is. You've known, maybe you've heard of celebrities, famous people, that they were doing very well in their career, then all of the sudden, they're gone in this world already, right? The lead singer of Linkin Park, um, Anthony Bourdain. These are successful men who are very successful in their own little ways, and their own professional, but still they decided to move on. And sometimes you would ask yourself, are all of the things that you're doing right now really matters? Is it something that really allowing to make that necessary change, that long lasting change, that transformation, that impact that you want? And you begin to question if whatever you're doing is something that is that matters to the family members or the people that you know that love you and you love at the same time. Intervention is needed because when we experience mental health challenges, it can result to personal problems. Now, when I say personal problems, it causes you addiction, anger, and risky behavior, like I shared a while ago. And as you continue to experience these personal problems, it also affects other people in the space. If you are a family man like me, I have kids. I have two kids when I was introducing myself. When we don't seek for intervention, it affects the future generation. It affects your children. It affects your daughter. It affects your son, and it goes on a you know moves to the next generation. And I've realized that the importance of intervention is for us to be able to change that, because if we don't start seeking for help, asking for help, then it's gonna affect them. And that's a constant reminder for me and telling myself, hey, you need to start making the changes, because your kids will have that same learning from you. And I believe that the parents are the first educator of the children, and we need to start being intentional. Experiencing mental health challenges also will result in family problems in your relationship. Like for me, I specifically have, my parents are separated. My dad has his family, and my mom is, living with my brother. And these are the things that I started to really have that, reflective moment to tell myself, are the things that I'm doing before, and I got certified as a life coach back in 2018. So I'm turning 4 years now as a certified life coach. I started to realize how the experiences that I have growing up and the way that I've seen my parents until they got separated is also something that I imbibed unintentionally, maybe, but this is something that we've learned from our parents. And when I got certified as a life coach, that totally changed the way I see myself. And I'm super, super thankful of life coaching and Decop Cup Republic. Coach Rizal is there, by the way. Coach Rizal met us when we were first visited Decop Cup Republic in Mandaluyong. I was an arrogant little boy back then, having had a lot of success in the corporate world. And, this experiences, these conversations have really changed the way I see myself and I see, situation. Experiencing mental health challenges can also result in financial problems. Like you would spend, money on things that you feel would bring you joy, would bring you happiness. I was thinking about this for the last couple of months because right now, what I told myself is every month I would just want to buy something just to remind me that what I'm doing currently is something that at least it's giving fruit. But as you continue along and having this expenditures that's not really helping you towards a much bigger goal, then you tend to spend more. Some people would go to casinos, right, and expend so much money, and you see people having this a lot of them owning money because they're able to utilize that, and this is becoming a worldwide problem, and for men specifically. And also, lastly, unsafe behaviors for men out there, which is causing the reason why we need to start with the intervention. Because you know I believe that prevention is better than cure, but because of the experiences that we have, we cannot change our past, right? But can only change is our future. What we can only change is whatever we're happening right now. We can change that for the future. We can change that for the children, and that is something that we can constantly do. Thank you, Coach Nords, for joining. Marcus Aurelius said that it's not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. For the last 30 plus years, my focus on is to really just having graduating in college, have a good job, get promoted, buy a house, buy a car, have a farm, have a business, retire, go to the beach, have some coffee, maybe a beer or two. And these are the things that I've been investing all of my time and effort in there. And I thought that is what life is all about. I thought that it's about the material stuff that you have, the gadgets that you have, the phone that you have. I was even in hooked into that season in which I would change my phone, even if it's so expensive to change, because I feel that that's something that I needed to do. But that constant search, constant aim towards the materialistic world eventually gave me the dissatisfaction. Because as you continue to reach out for something and you thought that the kind of experience would be as such, when you're there, you tend to ask yourself that, hey, is this really what I wanted to do? Because the set of expectations that I have when I achieve that goal is not materializing. I don't feel that. My emotions is not at par to what I see other people is achieving. And you begin to doubt and question yourself, is this really it? Is this really how to live? Is this really how we are here in this world? Or there is more? And what I'm going to share to you is 3 tips to reduce toxic masculinity and start really allowing yourself to stop and think about life currently. Because being busy and us constantly on the go, I tell you, eventually you're going to hit a roadblock in there, or worse, a white wall. Then you're going to snap in there and you're going to ask yourself, what have I done in my life? And how these years that I utilize, where did I really invest that on? And if you're someone in that state right now, I would really would ask for you to, pause for a moment, drop whatever you're doing. If you're driving, maybe if you can push aside, park in there, then do so. Just let me help you out here. Let me speak to you, and let's make the necessary change. Because I tell you, as we continue to stay busy with all of the things that's not important to us, it's going to lead you towards making decisions that you will regret in the future. So my hope is during this conversation is you would find it in your heart, to take a look at and reflect on this. I know how hard men's heart at times it, but I think that men has the most softest heart. But just because of all of those different things that's happening in this world, we tend to harden it so that we are able to survive in this world. So 3 tips to reduce toxic masculinity. Number one is to practice the AAA approach to change. Yeah. Change, the AAA means awareness, it means raise your awareness. Like you attending, this session right now is a trigger to raise awareness. Have a deeper understanding of where you're at. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now? What is that emotion right now? Is that joy? Is that happiness? Is that sadness? Is that all of this different kind of emotion that we have? And if you want a list of emotions, I can share to you a list of emotions that you can start labeling your emotions, because it is something that you can do. The second A is acknowledge. Acknowledge what you're feeling. Acknowledge that you're sad. Acknowledge that things is not okay. Acknowledge that you're not able to solve a problem. Acknowledge that you need help, because you know seeking for help is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. It's something that men, and I believe that men need to start doing, and I want to be able to help you out in there. And lastly, the last A is action. Take action, do something, do better. Find people, find ways for you to improve yourself, but don't do it alone. Find someone to help you out. Find someone who can support you, and this is something that you can do. And the second step, that second tip that I would like to share to you, is find a space to express yourself so that you can start your journey to healing. Because we men, we've experienced a lot of pains in our lives, and it's unfortunate that no one really took the time to process that emotions, to process these feelings, to process these thoughts, which is hindering us from connecting with other people, connecting with our spouse for that matter. You know, I remember at, I remember my experience with my wife is she would always tell me that I am insensitive, I am insensitive, I am insensitive, and that kind of fed in my mind. And I was thinking about it: am I really insensitive, or is it because that I just don't want to express myself because that's the way that I was? Can't say designed, because God designed us to be social, but it's the way that I was programmed. You know, when we were growing up, there's something that you instilled to us, and we could constantly, continuously think about this, and it's something that we carried along. And then when I became a certified life coach, when I learned about it, oh, I was really not insensitive. It was just that I was not that expressive. I was not expressive about the way that I feel about situations, my emotions, that I tend to just keep it in me. And that is where, for men, for the husbands out there, you would experience some of the challenges and also quarrel time or argument with your spouse. Well, that is where it's stemming from, because we're not able to express ourselves, and at times we just stare our wives in the face, and our wives get angry at us, or sometimes they would feel that we're not focusing our attention on them. But we're just processing all of whatever we're feeling that now, and unfortunately we're not able to put words or language into these emotions and feeling. Thank you, Coach Nards, for sharing. Yeah, have someone to journey with you. Agree. Have someone to journey with you. And lastly, 5 tips to reduce toxic masculinity: become a life coach. Uh, so more than 3 years ago, going through the journey of life coaching, I didn't intend to be a life coach. What I intended to do is invest on John Maxwell, go to the US, get certified as a motivational speaker. Because back then, I've achieved a lot of success in the corporate world, getting promoted 2 to 3 years. I thought, okay, what's next for me? Is next for me being a vice president, being a senior vice president, being a CEO, whatever that is. And I was asking myself if that is really it, because I knew that if I put my time, put my effort, put everything in there, I would be able to achieve that. But that I started to question if is that really something that I would want in my life? Is that really something that, you know, as a person I want to continue to pursue? Because the experiences that I have after that is not giving me the kind of, the kind of feeling, kind of emotions. Then you continue to start asking that question. And when we went to Decap Cup Republic, as I've shared a while ago, I had a conversation. We had a conversation with Coach Rizal, and we attended one of the class of Master Coach A. I think it was a Thursday, and that one, opened my mind towards how it is. But the bigger thing in there is I want to be able to uh, kind of listen to this woman, because this woman is Master Coach A has been speaking a lot of different things, and I was thinking, is what you're saying true or not? I want to be able to hear with that. I want to have a deeper understanding in that, and I kind of challenge it. I'm gonna get my insight and feedback in there, up until such time that, hey, I've been learning. My thought process has changed, and I decided, hey, I wanted to get certified, and didn't have any money back then. Yeah, I just prayed for it, and we got the money. I got certified, and life coaching has changed dramatically my life in the way of that I'm thinking. And I'm thankful because I didn't need to go through, 40s, 50s to realize how I'm not living my life. I'm not living the life that I want, said Marcus Aurelius, right? Beginning to live. I started to live after I got certified. And that's just something that's a breath of fresh air. That is the words that I would keep on telling people. Life coaching is a breath of fresh air. It's allowing you to live, to live the life rather than just living the work, the job that you have, that were box in there. I want to take remove that box in there. It allowed me to just really start seeing the world in colors, and that's a beautiful thing. You see color, but after certification and as I continue along, becoming a life coach and continue investing on a life coach, I tell you the colors are much much brighter, much much. Um, you tend to appreciate life more, and also afterwards invest in life coaching. Hire a coach. Get to know yourself more. Invest on your learning, and invest on getting to know yourself better, because the more that you know yourself, the better it is for you to respond in different ways. So those are the 3 tips to reduce toxic masculinity. It's not an overnight thing. It takes time. If you're gonna do it along, it takes longer time. But if you are in the right space and you have the right people supporting you, I tell you, it's much faster. It's much enjoyable, because you have the same people have the same experience as you, and you won't feel that you're inadequate. You won't feel that you are enough. You won't feel that the things that you're doing right now doesn't matter. And if you are someone looking for a safe space for you to start expressing yourself, I would like to invite you to join us in the learning session this coming Sunday. This is happening every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Cabin Life at the Campfire. And Cabin Life at the Campfire is us, you know, um, working on the pillars of society. If you are someone who wants to strengthen the pillars of society, from family, from government, from education, social, from the media, all of these different things, and you have thoughts in there, you have ideas in there, you want something, or you want to do something for necessary change, I tell you, this one every Sunday, it's a free session. You don't have to pay for anything. 5 p.m., get a registration in there. It's a free meet up. Let's have a meaningful conversations to make that necessary change. Next Sunday, social grooming and city survival. If you're someone who wants to be able to remove this gossiping, and finally use this for social connected, not the negative social gossiping, but connectedness, you can do that. This is something that Master Coach A will teach on Sunday at 5 p.m. Registration. Just let us know, message us here, and we'll be happy to share it to you. Now, if you are someone who want to understand deeply what life coaching is, how life coaching can change you, especially during this time of the pandemic, connect with Coach Tin at 0917-806-4200. That's my better half. She's going to be talking about life coach immersion and you having a deeper understanding of life coaching is and how it can help you transform the way you live your life and finally remove that toxic masculinity in your system. All right? Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Maraming salamat. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 for more information and assistance. As I end this conversation, I'd like to invite you to be part of what we are doing as professional certified life coaches. If you are yet to be a smart holder of the Be Learning e-card and still missing of the perks that we are enjoying, I would ask for you to join us and take action. Connect with Coach yourselves here 917-586-1661 to join the Be Learning Society. It's a tent maker of the Be Learning Home for Mental Fitness. And the Be Learning Home for Mental Fitness is a facility that will help people start healing. If you are a man, if you are a man who's looking for a space to finally be released with all of those thoughts that you have in there. And you know, maybe you have this thought in there and you have this fear that if you share that, people will not believe you. I tell you, it is possible. You can start expressing yourself. You can start healing. It is possible. And this Be Learning Society will help that facility and you will support that. And as you continue to support it every month, you will also get a benefit of 5% food and beverage discount from the Cup Coffee Republic. You will also get a full access to the Mental Model Masterclass of Master Coach A, which is happening every fourth Saturday of the month, plus exclusive also 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So please save the date on February 26th. That's going to be this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. for our next Mental Model Masterclass as Master Coach A will teach us about the productivity mental model is the fractal productivity. And sometimes you would think, okay, coach, I want more time, but after getting more time, and maybe you got more time right now because you aren't traveling anymore. Where have you used that time? How have you invested that time? And if you want to use that time to something productive, I tell you, this fractal productivity will change the way that you see the world and you see the work that you do. And we'll see the time that you will get back. So for more information and registration assistance, please connect with Coach Russell at 0917-586-1661. Also, for those of you who intend to embark on the journey of becoming a certified life coach, Master Coach A is now offering the Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. This is a CPD accredited course with 40 CPD units, and CPD is all about learning new things or refreshing your knowledge by doing new things, which is what makes the CACC Life Coach Certification Program the perfect track for your continuous professional development. And life coaching is the 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains and thereby increasing their relevance in this ever-changing landscape and complex world. I tell you, in the workplace, you need to be relevant. And life coaching will keep that relevance of yours in there. I tell you, it really works. It's life transforming and it's heart stretching. The CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3-day live business bootcamp with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. And the coaching program comes with many, many other bonuses. So please connect with Coach Cell at 0917-586-1661 to discover opportunities waiting for you in this profession. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Do join us again for another episode tomorrow. So we do this coaching Think Talk every day at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. And tomorrow it's going to be Coach Glacy for Uncaged Life at 10 a.m., coaching for single living with Coach Mao at 2 p.m., and coaching for mental fitness with Coach Candy at 4 p.m. All right. Thank you very much for joining me once again. This is Life Coach Shaun from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk. Coaches like us think and talk like this, and this is us from the Philippines. Maraming salamat. We'll see you again soon. If you have any questions, if you want to connect with me, let me know. Just message us here at Life Coach Philippines. We'll be happy to help and support you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.